Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Here we are for round 2 of the VRC GT4 Championship, sponsored by Seal Oil. Thank you for joining us here at Australia. Look, I found it. I found the blooming thing. Didn't spend 15 minutes before the stream trying to find the bloody thing. I'm miles away from the grid to do the grid walk, but it's there. It's there, all right? It's there. I found it. Wasn't worth it. It's down the straight. It's down the back straight, if anyone ever wants to go looking for it themselves. But, yeah, there's a roo. Big deal. Big whoop. Wasn't worth it. Right, how am I going to get back to the grid? So, yeah, we're in Australia for round 2. Oh, Australia, man. Jesus. The land of music and culture and arts. They've brought so many things to the rest of the world, but mainly for us in the UK. I mean, wow, we got we had, Castlemaine 4X, Crocodile Dundee, Neighbours, the whole Scott and Charlene love story. That we all most of us grew up with it. Some of you might be too young for that. But yeah, Australia, really, and Rolf Harris. Do you think, when he sang Tie My Kangaroo Down, Sport, that kangaroo was a metaphor for something else, possibly? I'm not sure. So, yes, I'm getting to the grid. This is too slow. Boom. No. Oh. Okay, on the front row, we're going to do it this way. I can't be asked to get all the way back, and I don't know how to get back there. So, on the front row, we have Homesick Alien. They did qualifying for 10, 15 minutes before we started. Am I still streaming? Hopefully. I haven't. YouTube's not cancelled me yet. So, on the front row, we have Homesick Alien and Mayumi in the Ferrari and Lamborghini. Hello. Oh, God, this is not going to do. On the second row, we've got... Oh, no. Give me a second. Give me a goddamn second here. I'll get it right. It wasn't worth it just to look at a bloody... To look at a kangaroo. It really wasn't. So, here we are at Mount Panorama Bathurst, and here is the grid for round 2, race 1. We're having 2 30-minute races, feature races, and I believe they have to use the hard tyre during that race. So, on the front row, we have Homesick Alien and Mayumi in the Ferrari and the Lamborghini. Then in the second row, we have Jim 66 along in his Aston Martin alongside the Ferrari of Talleyrand. On row 3, we have Sharen, the Russian sensation, in his Porsche Cayman Club Series something or other, and Digital Blasphemy, who keeps getting livery penalties and will continue to do so until he plays by the rules in his McLaren. Hi, Digi. How you doing, man? On the fourth row, did I say? Here we go. We got Ensign Ewart in the Dodge Viper. He'll come up as Big Dan because they use these things. And there's the Baz in his Nissan. On row 5, is it? Oh, the last row, we have the Silver Surfer Star-Lord in his Nissan Silver Star. That's the grid. Not many turned up, but I'll tell you what, Friday was a hot one. It was a hot one, and it was the first day of a bank holiday, so I imagine there was not a lot of interest in sitting indoors racing, I tell thee. Read then. Let's get on with it. It's a 30-minute race. Homesick Alien. It says Homesick's on the pole. I never know at Australia. It's so bizarre. It could be Mayumi who got pole. It's tables. Give me one goddamn second here. Tables. You want to know the tables before we get going, do you? You want to know who's in what position or what's the point? Read. Discord. My favourite. Is so much fun in Discord trying to find stuff. They used to put green dots on there so I could find them easier. Oh dear, what have I done? I've opened YouTube, has 300. Oh, why is that come on? Join voice? I don't want to join anything. I want to go. Go. What was that I clicked on? That was odd. Discord, hell. GT4 info. Da da da. And the table. See? Smooth. Smooth as ice. Right. So, Talleyrand, wow. After all of that shenanigans from round one with Homesick and Talleyrand swapping and dotting places, it's Talleyrand who's at the top of the table on 51 points. Homesick Alien is second on 49 points. Racer Brown is third on 40 points, but it doesn't look like he's here this round. That's going to hurt. Mayumi is in fourth on 38 points, with Matt Psycho fifth on 34 points. Skyjacker sixth on 31 points. Groot 7th on 23 points, Sharen 8th on 21 points, Jokus 9th with 20 points, Electric is 10th with 20 points, Jim is 11th, Jim 66 with 17 points, Thingamajig 12th on 14 points, Bazza 13th on 7 points, Digital Blasphemy 14th with 6 points because he had 9 points deducted, as did Groot, for non-compliant liveries. Mrs. Guessy 15th with 5 points, Silver Star 16th with 2 points, and Ensign at 17th with 0 points. That's the table. And we should get on. We really should. We should crack on. We really should. I mean, time's against us. I'm looking at the calendar, and I fear for the days on the calendar. They're numbered. Reet, Homesick, on pole. Let's go. Here we are then for round two, race one out of Australia, and it's a go here. And the cars pelt away. Oh, it's a slow start for the McLaren in Digital Blasphemy. He did not get away well there looking at the grid. And Mayumi going for the outside of Homesick Alien, but Homesick Alien's got a wiggle on in the Ferrari, and Mayumi takes the lead. And the American in the Lamborghini absolutely destroying it in the first corner. Homesick Alien with that wobble on has now been overtaken by the championship leader Talleyrand, and followed by a GM66 Silver Star having an absolute blinding start in the Nissan, up and into fifth place. And the fear is real now as he enters the first corner, the real heavy braking zone, but he gets through, and he's a little closer to the Aston Martin ahead of him. So that is a cracker for the Silver Surfing Star-Lord. Sharen is in sixth place in that beautiful green Porsche, with Big Dan seventh in the Dodge, the first Dodge we've seen this series, and my lord, it makes me wet. Digital Blasphemy with that poor start that we saw in eighth place, and the Baz in the Nissan holding up the rear. Oh yeah. So Mayumi pulling away, and he's on Racing Hard. We didn't look. Now Homesick's gone for soft, so there is definitely a pit stop in Homesick Alien's future at some point. Talleyrand also going for the hard tyre, and Sharen going for the hard tyre. Big Dan on the hards, and he's making hay. He is making hay here in Australia, whilst the sun is shining against that Cayman. He wants a piece of the Russian sensation as they come around, or I don't know, Summit Elbow, Forest Elbow I think it's called, down the straight towards the chase. DG up to sixth. Baz has now got past Jim. Jim's had a big one, I think. Jim's had a knock. And Silver Star, oh no, has there been a coming together? I believe there possibly has been. Oh, it's a 30-minute race, man. Oh. So there's Jim. Oh, Jim goes wide, has a wiggle on, and I think Silver Star just give him a little bump there to help him along his way. I don't think there's much you can do about that in that area. And Silver Star, redressing though, has pulled it right over to let Jim back through. And Mayumi still leads, but now he's got Homesick Alien all about his business. And Homesick Alien is coming through. I'm coming up, so let's get the party started. Oh yeah. And don't forget to hit your likes and subscribes in the YouTube world, they love it. And Homesick's through with the toe. I was too busy looking at the iPad, and there you go. So Homesick Alien drafting his way past And he's on them soft tyres, don't forget. So he's probably got a little extra grip. But that wouldn't help him down the straights, obviously. But coming out of the final corner, he could probably carry a bit more speed through the corner, taking him down the straight. And, you know, it just builds from there with the toe and the better exit of the corner. Holmes was easily able to get past Mayumi. But it's all about fuel today, ladies and gentlemen, because these guys are on the compliant tyre that they need to be on. And Shiren's moved up, I think. Has he not? Who's dropped? Digi? No, Jim. Oh, it must have been the Jim and Silver Star situation. And now we've got a Digi and Baz situation. Digi in the toe. He's having a look. The McLaren just doesn't seem to have the grunt on the Nissan up the straight, even with the toe. He seems to be drawing closer. Here we go. We're getting into the braking zone. He's going for the killer move. Onto the brakes. Oh, contact there between the two of them. Baz into the barrier. Digi just waiting for Baz to get himself right. And Jimbo, like Moses, cuts. Oh, I thought he cut through the two of them, like the Red Sea. But he didn't. He didn't get past the Baz. But the Baz has made a mistake there. He's gone a little wide. And that helps Jim. And Jim nearly back into the position that he was originally. And Digi there fighting the McLaren. And Silver Star in 9th place with Homesick Alien building a gap, but he's got to build a gap because if these guys don't need to pit, if their fuel can go the whole way, and I can't quite remember from the first race, I think it's a lot of throttle down under, so yeah, I think they're gonna need to pit. They're gonna probably burn a lot of fuel, I imagine, just coming down this straight alone. But no tyre change, I imagine. Well, they put softs on there. It's going to be one of those, I suppose. If there is pit stops, we'll have to check with the fuel gauges as we move on. We're 4 minutes into a 30-minute race, and they're getting through the fuel. Shiren in a lovely position there. He's got no threat from behind. Big Dan in the Dodge has had a knock. So that's put a bigger gap between, although he's getting purples. But it's lap 2, everyone's getting purples, I apologise. Someone in the chat, Ensign Hewitt saying hi thingy, hi. Ensign Hewitt is Big Dan. Big Dan, this is Ensign Hewitt in his sexy, rich energy Dodge Viper down under. Couldn't make the first round, but he's making an impact in the second round. And, Shiren into the pits. He's into the pits already. Shiren. A quick and early move as he worked out the fuel to the perfection and thinks that is just enough fuel he'll need if he tops that tank up, or does that mean he doesn't need fuel for the rest of the race? But Shiren, and it's a long pit stop, ladies and gentlemen. Homesick Alien then still leads the way ahead of Mayumi. Mayumi trying his hardest to stay with him on those hard tyres. The championship leader, Talleyrand, just trying to keep those guys in sight as well. And Big Dan moves up into 4th place with Jim now in 5th with Shiren's pit stop, and that has put Shiren all the way to the back. And Shiren, I don't remember from the round 1 what the tyre wear was like or anything, but that might be asking a lot for a set of softs all the way. 25 minutes around this track. There's a lot of high-speed corners at the top of the hill that will put a lot of strain on those tyres. So, yes, Shiren, interesting race. We'll have to watch. We'll see. We don't know what the fuel is. We don't know what's going to happen. But Homesick Alien on those soft tyres has done a 2:13.7. Mayumi a 2:15.2, 2:16.0, and 2:19. There's mistakes happened from then on. But so yeah, it's 2 seconds faster possibly on the soft tyre. That is a pit stop over 30 minutes, I imagine. Ensign Hewitt telling us the fuel refill rate was killer. It was a killer hit. So there's a hit. Did Shiren top it up? No, he didn't even bother. Oh, Shiren trying on those soft tyres. He's effed it into a barrier, let's say. So Homesick Alien leads, and he's pulled out a bigger gap from Mayumi now. That's more than 2 seconds, I believe. And Talleyrand as well, with a bit of a gap to Mayumi. So spreading out around the front. Big Dan continuing on with the hard tyres, and Jimbo seems to be catching the Dan. Dan did a 2:19 last, Jimbo doing a 16, Jim 66. Baz is mowing the lawn around Australia. It's thicker grass, Baz. But He's through. He's back on, I mean. And Digi is through and up a position. Even with Digi's shocking start. And Silver Star ahead of Shiren. Shiren on those soft tyres, though, will make short work of the distance between himself and Silver Star. No one else reacting. The same of Shiren. And Homesick strategy with the soft tyres. Very odd. He does have to use the hards at some point in this race. Fuel down to a quarter, 7 minutes into the race. That could be a quarter of a race. No, is it? Hang on, let me give this. Yeah. So, they might have to do some mad fuel saving, but some of these may not need to pit stop. Big Dan's burning his fuel. Jimbo is about there on the edge. Digi, he seems to be okay. Bazza has burnt more than he should be doing at this point. Silver Star, he's on track for a no-stopper. And Shiren didn't put any fuel in, which surprises me. But he's doing okay. If we can judge that fuel burn in the first 8 minutes of this race. Homesick Alien then handsomely in the lead. But he may have to build himself a pit stop. That could be what Homesick Alien's strategy is here. He is just going to pelt it. Oh, look at that Ferrari, it's dead sexy. Pelt it while he can to get himself a pit stop ahead. But what did Shiren cost? What did it cost Shiren a pit stop? A yellow for... Oh, and Silver Star wipes out down the hill. It's very shady driving down there. It's got to be said. The car is all sorts of uncomfortable as you come down the hill. And there's another car. That's Digi. Digi must have had an issue as well. So Shiren closing in on Digi, and this pit stop not so bad after all. He was in fourth. Let's keep a note of that. If he can get that fourth place back with this strategy. I imagine Digi is not pitting. He did a 22. You see, this is the fuel save situation. Bazza there, 26. This is not stellar lap times we're seeing from some of these guys now. Now Big Dan's pushing on with the Viper, and he's all up and in Jim's business as we come up the hill. And the Viper is a beast of a car. Sixth gear. Oof. Not really much revs on that sixth. That's a fuel save sixth. If ever I've seen one. Onto the brakes, 100, and he's wasn't really attacking Jimbo. I think he's sitting in behind Jimbo, getting a little help with fuel, because he is burning that fuel quite heavily, that Viper. Thirsty car, the Americans like to build, but they've got an abundance of fuel, so why wouldn't they make thirsty cars? Sod the earth. Homesick Alien then leads the way easily on the soft tyres, absolutely delivering with the lap times, a 2:12.2. Mayumi only managing a 2:15.5 that last time around. He's going faster, but not drastically to hurt the Alien. And the Alien, his strategy may be okay. We'll see. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight, and he's going to have to put the hard tyres on. But if these guys are no stopping, by then their hard tyres will be a little bit gravelly, a little worn in, a little tired, and Homesick Alien will have fresh ones, if that's the play. Jim 66 pulling away from Big Dan. Big Dan must have made a mistake coming down the hill. He was on the bumper of Jim, and now he's a little further back. The Bazinator in the Nissan, and Shiren has got past Digi. Digi is having... Oh, Digi has pitted. He's gone in. He's topped up with fuel. He's put the softs on. He does not like the hards. So Digital Blasphemy going the way of Shiren, who's now caught up with the Baz. Coming down the hill. Oh, it looks nice inside that Porsche. I might have to buy one of them. Not for real. Not for reals, just in the game. And Shiren then makes the move easily past a Bazza, Big Bazza. Big Dan then trying to shake Jim's tree, but it's not happening. Jim's tree is not to be shaken. And he has that zero laser focus, or whatever you call it. to try and get himself an absolutely fantastic result, because all the time we see Jim very high up on the timesheets. A fast driver, but luck does not go his way in the races, but so far 4th in the standings, and he's not a million miles behind Talleyrand, which is interesting. Talleyrand doing 15.9 last time around, Jim doing a 15.3. Remember though, Talleyrand may be trying to save fuel to get to the checkered flag. We're not quite halfway there. Miyumi's starting to touch the halfway mark, and so is Homesick, but Homesick will have to pit because of the tyres. Talleyrand is way above that halfway mark, so he could be sitting pretty there for a no-stopper. And Jim just above it. We're not at halfway yet. We're still 2 minutes away from the halfway mark. So it's very tight on this fuel. Dan's pulled it back. He used a bit more fuel than everyone else, but he must have backed off a bit. You can see the distance between him and Jim. So yeah, Big Dan going into fuel save mode. And this is going to be one of those kinds of races, I think, ladies and gents. I think the pit stop is too slow. So these guys are gonna nurse these. Oh, Sharon, the curb wobbled him. Where's the Baz? The Baz coming around. This is what the Baz sees. A lovely green pea Porsche. And he's back up and into 6th place. Trying to keep on top of his Nissan for the time being. But Sharon on those soft tyres, as soon as he's shaken off that damage, he'll be back into the action. Silver Star with a 22.5, making his way around ahead of Digi, who has pitted, put some softs on. Hasn't been a great start for Digi so far this race. And Homesick Alien still leads, but he's got to lead. He's got to pull out a buffer. Sharon in the chat saying hi, and Sharon saying g'day. Yeah, g'day, sport. So Miyumi, all the work to do. He has used up more fuel than Talleyrand. So come the end of the race, he's going to be squirting that throttle as little as he possibly can. And Talleyrand will have a bit of fuel left over. Jim closing in. I don't think Jim is fuel saving as hard maybe as Talleyrand. Talleyrand doing a 15.8 last time around. Jim doing a 15.0, Miyumi doing a 15.2, Homesick Alien a 13.1, smashing it. And now the soft tyres will be buying him some time, but he's going round fast and managing not to burn through that fuel as much. Let me have a little sip of my hot beverage, guys. This has been hectic. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, mama. That was tasty. So Jim then is the man on the move. He's seeing a bit of a red rag, and he is the bull. As he chases down the Ferrari down the long back straight here in Australia. And do any of you guys, do your wives ever sort of try and get you to start working out and doing stuff? She keeps stuff going on at me about, even if I just did some lunges, it'd be something. And I agree, it'd be a big step, but I don't fancy it. Big Dan then chasing them down. Oh, 218 last time for Big Dan. He's really trying to look after that fuel tank. Sharon cares not of that fuel tank. He pitted. He didn't even fill it back up again. I thought he was going to fill the tank up, but he's decided not to. And the gap between him and Big Dan is quite big. We're over halfway now, and Big Dan is way over halfway. Oh, a lovely slide there from the ensign as he came around the corner there. Gave me a little lob on, I've got to say. The Baz in his Nissan. Saved nicely fuel, way over halfway. He's only got half a tank used, but he's nowhere near the Big Dan and it's Homesick. So Homesick, he's going to pit blatantly. Miyumi may not pit. Miyumi's starting to put in some competitive lap times though. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I mean, I think Talleyrand definitely is not going as fast as he can go. I believe he is holding back for the fuel tank. And Jimbo, he seems to have it in hand. He's got the pace, and he seems to be looking after his fuel nicely. And Big Dan in the Viper. They're all in a bit of a no man's land, isn't it? We're all in a bit of a no man's land, not knowing what is going to happen. But it's one of those races. The race is not on the track. The race is in the pit lane. And it's going to be very interesting. But it's one of them that's going to fall to pieces in about 10 minutes, and we're all going to go, oh, he was dead all along. The kid, he wasn't real. Bruce Willis is a ghost. It's going to be one of them. So Sharon then pelting around a 14.5, but still not as fast as the alien in the Ferrari, the Bazinator, saying hello to a Barry. And the Silver Surfing Star-Lord, Silver Star, smashing some lovely consistent lap times out there, 22.4s. Oh, we lost the digital blasphemy. He wasn't having a good race, let's admit it, but come on. If you're going to join, bro, join. Talleyrand saying tough couple of races, fuel saving the whole way. There you go. So Talleyrand is now confirming there was some major fuel saving needing to go. And Homesick Alien has got almost that whole straight ahead of Miyumi.
Changed my mind at least 3 times in this race on strategy. This is my rolling on the floor, laughing man face booming.
And Ensign Hewitt, Big Dan says, I think I changed my mind at least 3 times in this race on strategy. This is why I fail. That is the Ferrari strategy, isn't it? Oh, God, I don't know if anyone watched it on Sunday. Was that not the most ridiculous? Why? Poor Carlos Sainz. Do you know, he used to be a happy little bunny. He was a lovely little driver. He was happy at McLaren, doing what he did. He's just... every pit stop, they're virtually telling him to come in. And then... it didn't matter in the end because of the rain, but it was just ridiculous. So, yeah, Big Dan is on the Ferrari strategy at the moment. Alonso on mediums was a massive F. I know, man. Everyone could see it. It's just Aston Martin. Apparently, I watched the show afterwards. He questioned it. He said, "You sure?" It was a team decision, not a driver decision. But Alonso should have said, "No, you're wrong. You're not out here on track. It's not dry." Mayume, the American with all the speed. I mean, there's not many fast Americans. We were trying to go through some. I was trying to think of American racing drivers the other day. Me and my imaginary friends in my head, we were chatting. And I couldn't think of... yeah, there's some, I'm sure. They've won championships, didn't they? Newman's won. He was a fast racing driver. Vin Diesel, he's fast. Paul Walker, but he's no longer with us. Sylvester Stallone, he's fast. Chris Hemsworth's Australian. But yeah, no, other than that, I can't think of many fast Americans. So Mayumi has gone in for a pit. Homesick Alien staying out there. And Ensign Hewitt saying Lance Stroll looked like he was driving for the first time with no assists on. It was shocking. So Mayumi has gone in. He has bit the bullet. He knows his fuel isn't going to make it, and he wants a set of softs. Big Dan finally made a decision. It's taken him 21 minutes nearly, but he's decided he doesn't want a fuel save. He wants soft tyres and go fast. And Sharon, does it pay off? That early pit stop that he made, we've seen him have a drop it a couple of times. That Porsche, which we know Sharon is a very consistent, sturdy, fast driver, so that Porsche must be very difficult to drive. And that is Sharon back up and into his 4th place. Jimbo in 3rd. Can he get the fuel to go, though? That's tight with 8 minutes to go and just over a quarter of a tank. Talleyrand looks comfortable with that fuel. I think Talleyrand may be okay. Homesick Alien, well, we know he has to pit. It's just a question of when will he make the pit. I suppose he'll just keep going until he seems that timer between himself and Talleyrand start coming back towards him. All the time he's pulling away from Talleyrand, no reason to pit. As soon as he sees he's dropping time to Talleyrand, then that means his soft tyres are now good. And Talleyrand just keeping a steady pace, but it's done well for him so far. We thought Jim was going to catch him up, but I think Jim's had to back off a little bit, fuel-wise as well. I think Jim's getting to a tight moment where he doesn't know if that fuel is actually going to get him to the end. Shiren coming at him like an absolute beast. And there's Mayumi out of the pits behind Shiren. Mayumi out behind Shiren, and now Mayumi has got to do some work. He's got to go to work. And it's a political hot cross bond, so I'm not going to mention about Russian or Americans not wanting to deal with Russians. That's a line I won't cross. But Mayumi's got to do something that the Americans don't want to do. So I did do it, I suppose. There is a line, and I did cross it. Big Dan then is in 6th place with the Baz.
Has a massive advantage in these endurance races because they have 7 gear.
Bazza having a bit of a moment there. Jim 66 letting us know the Ferrari has a massive advantage in these endurance races because they have a 7th gear. Yeah, but I was reading somewhere, didn't I read somewhere in the chat that they didn't get to use the 7th because it's just the bomb kills the 7th gear. I suppose down the long straight, yeah. You're right. But yeah, it wasn't a VRC Discord, it was a Discord, I think it was a chat somewhere else, and they were saying about Bot just kills 7th gear whatsoever, there's no point in having it. But yeah, we'll watch Homesick Alien. He's not holding back for fuel, and he's chugging it on, so we'll see if he gets to it. He's got it, and he's already up to 4th, he's not even out the corner yet. 5th,
Every car in this race
got 6th. Yeah, he's definitely.
I'm not behind the wheel of those cars.
He's definitely, he's using his 7th. He didn't quite get up there in the revs, didn't need to get to 7th, but yeah, great economy gear for the Ferraris that Jim's pointed out for us. So yeah, fuel safe for the Ferraris, a lot easier for the rest of them. Ensign Hewitt says every car in this race, except the Viper, has a massive advantage, as I'm not behind the wheel of those cars. He says that. He's in 6th place. What are you saying? Barry's like dishwater or something, eh? And Silver Star, he's even really looked after those tyres. Well, he has, hasn't he? Silver Star is a star with the old tyres. He can look after a set of tyres. He finds a bit of pace, which is, he's not far off, let's face it. He is going to be a danger. We had another driver like that. I think it was Shadow Rider. Really looked after his tyres, wasn't quite on the pace of the other guys, but and always said when he finds the pace, he's going to be dangerous. And he was. He left. He had other commitments. He doesn't get to race with us as much anymore. But yeah, he found his pace, and he was a massive threat, huge threat to the aliens. They got scared. Shadow Rider was a name we only whispered in dark corners because of his the way he can look after a set of tyres. So Silver Star, you have got something none of them have got out there. You have got the touch with the tyres. You find just a couple of seconds, you are gonna be a top runner, man. Watch out, aliens. The Silver Surfing Star-Lord is on his way. Kalen giving us a big wave. Hi, Kalen. How you doing, man? So to get you up to pace, Homesick Alien's on a set of softs. He has to use a set of hards. He has been doing one qualifying lap after another qualifying lap to try and pull a distance out. Mayumi was looking like he was trying to fuel save, but he had to pit. He's got ahead of Shiren. Oh, what a bugger. I'm not rewinding. Come on, that'd be ridiculous. It looks like Shiren made a bit of a mistake. And that's put Mayumi up into 4th. He's on the fresher softs, I guess. Shiren has been trying to keep those tyres going for most of this race. 20 minutes, at least 21 minutes on those soft tyres. I'm surprised they're still together as much as they are. Big Dan, he came in. He was fuel saving. He decided not to fuel save. It kind of messed him up. He would have been in the mix there, I think, with Mayumi and Shiren if he had picked at least one of those strategies that he had gone for. But Big Dan was left in no man's land. I mean, he's getting to know the Dodge. He missed round 1, so I think he was working for Mr. Brown. And So he missed round 1. He's not got to learn his machinery like these other guys have. Didn't know what the Viper could do. And so now he's out there looking what the Viper can do. The Baz hasn't got on with that Nissan so far at all this season, it seems. In round 1, he blipped out of the first race, and the next 2 races he had mediocre races, not great races. Not the Bazza races that get me all excited. Come on, Baz, bring it. Silver Star, he excites me. He excites me indeedly. I see flashes. He's got the big yellow square with the X in it. That means I'm learning. It's our version of an L plate. And I am telling you, look, 21.9, he's coming. He's coming. And he looks after those tyres. We've got ourselves another Shadow Rider. Watch out, ladies and gents. So Homesick Alien then, his fuel is now flashing, his tyres are virtually dead, he's still in the 13s, 2 seconds faster than number 2, Ferrari, the lead championship Ferrari of Talleyrand. And Jimbo, we've got 2 more minutes left of this race now. Jim, oh, this is a nightmare for Jim, the fuel is flashing. And he's got to do this lap and another lap. Mayumi, how far behind is he? Oh, Jim. I'm stressed, Jim. I'm stressed. Come on. Can he slow it right down? Can he cross the line to make this the final lap and stay ahead of Mayumi and keep that podium position? That's tight. When is Homesick Alien going to pit? We are running out of laps. Like I said, we've got this lap and possibly the next lap. But I think Homesick Alien's built a big enough buffer for that pit stop. Cracking work from the Alien. Hard work, though. Hard work. Pushing around Bathurst. It can go wrong. It's a risky strategy. With these guys. Oh, the fuel started flashing with Talleyrand. And there goes Homesick Alien. And Talleyrand's fuel's flashing. He doesn't have enough in the tank to go forth and attack the Alien, does he? Oh my word, it's tight stuff. Will Jim need to pit? Is he slowing down somewhat? He has slowed down. He did a 218, but I don't know through mistake or just trying to fuel save. Talleyrand's coming around through the chase. Homesick Alien's not even at his blocks yet. Talleyrand's out of the chase, coming towards Murray Corner. Homesick Alien's now at his box. He's getting his tyres changed. There'll be not a lot of fuel going in there. Talleyrand going through Murray Corner. Homesick Alien's not been released. Talleyrand's coming down the straight, and it looks like the turtle is going to beat the hare. No, Homesick Alien's out. He's out on track ahead. And Homesick Alien did just enough to keep the kids a treat. And Jim crosses the line, and he still has to do another line. Another track. I don't know if he's that kind of guy, but maybe. But Jim's got to go around again, with Mayumi then also having to go around again, which is good for Mayumi. He's taken the fastest lap. Shren, he got 5th in the end with that radical strategy, and comes home. No, is the clock run out? It's got to have run out. Has he gone through yet? No, that is Shren finishing the race with a Big Dan next. Oh, look, I hate it when they do this crossover, because Jim and Mayumi are, no, that's all right. Big Dan comes around the final corner, grabs himself 6th. Great debut in this series for Big Dan. Big points in his first race. The Baz brings the Nissan home in 7th spot. Barely any fuel on board, but a cracking job nonetheless. Beautiful. Did he not stop either then? He did, I think. No, he did not stop either, so he did well with tyres. Silver Star coming through. He's still got a bit of fuel left. Still got good tyres left. Then we have Homesick Alien nowhere near Talleyrand. Talleyrand doesn't have the fuel to go and fight him. He tried though. Look, 15-0. He started pushing near the end there. Jimbo, the fuel, he's on fumes, man. And Mayumi is still bringing it large behind him, doing a 2:11.7, a cracking lap time there. Silver Star is crossing the line to finish in 8th place. Great points for Silver Star with not a lot of people showing up. And then let's Jim, get the car, come on. I'm willing the car. I'm willing the fuel for the Jim. But Mayumi is getting ever so close. Homesick Alien now through the chase, coming down towards the final corner. Jim still, but it's a long straight that Jim cannot really throttle his car. Mayumi is on his way. Homesick Alien comes around the final corner in the JPS Special Ferrari, and he crosses the line to take a win. Super stuff. Second win of the season. Talleyrand then comes home in second place. No pit stops. Great strategy. Just didn't have it. And on the Alien. But if the Alien had made one small mistake, then Talleyrand would have easily won that race. So that just shows. Jim then, is he going to keep the podium? And Mayumi hot on his tails. But stand up, everyone! No! 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 Mayumi gets third. Jim gets fourth. He ran out of fuel just before. Oh! Congratulations to Mayumi. I mean, he needs the points for the table, but wow. Mayumi, take a boo, my son. Just revving up then, Jimbo. So your order after race one was Homesick Alien on the strategy of having to do qualifying laps every single lap, and that is not easy around Bathurst. The Ferrari is a very skittish car. That is a shocking shot. There you go. That is a shot more deserved of a winner. And so Homesick Alien, brave strategy. One small mistake and you're buggered. So cracking drive from the Alien there. Talleyrand then in second spot, keeping that championship fight alive for another race. Mayumi, a great drive there. We wasn't sure if he was fuel saving. He had to make that pit stop, but drove past Sharon and Jim to grab himself that final podium position. Congratulations, Jimbo. So close. The fingertips were there. I started revving up. I was getting ready to tell everyone to stand up and wait for your boo, but the fuel just did you about 100 meters away from the line. Rinsed me, man. You rinsed me. So Jim comes home in fourth. Good points, though, Jim. Jim. Let's look at the positives out there. Great points. Sharon coming home in... Oh, what a shot. There you go. Is that a better one? No, it's gone back to bad again. Sorry, guys. There you go. That's the best it gets. Sharon, with that early pit stop, he loses a position. Lost a position to Jim, I believe, with Jim not pitting. So, Jim, you beat Sharon. And it was a tricky strategy for everyone. If you chose Homesick and Sharon's strategy, like Sharon, you saw him make a few mistakes. He probably could maybe have finished on the podium there. We saw him hit the wall a couple of times. Yeah, on lap 6 and lap 11, losing 8 seconds. So that's 16 seconds lost. So who knows where Sharon could have ended up? But that's the trickiness of that strategy of going soft tyre, and with Homesick Alien as well. It could have easily happened to him. It's one of those things. It's a tricky situation.
I'm absolutely gutted.
But Sharon is in fifth. Big Dan comes home in the debut of this series in sixth spot. So great racing for Big Dan on his debut, and the Dodge Viper looks lit, bruv. The Baz coming home in seventh. Good points. I don't know how he feel about it. It was a so-so race. Consistency was all over the place with lap times. He did a couple of 19s. Yeah. So the Baz in seventh, and Silver Star, like I said, he is going to be a huge threat with fuel save and tyre wear there. As soon as he gets that confidence in the corners and pulls his time up, he's going to be a huge threat. Another shadow rider in the making. Whew. Well then, wow, that feels like it should be all of it, but there's not. There's another race, guys. And Jim saying, look again, question mark. Ensign Ewart saying, what a finish. Ensign Ewart saying, poor Jim, gutted for him. Jay saying, oh Lord, Jim. And Coy saying, I'm absolutely gutted for Jim. Jim saying, if it wasn't for lap 1 incident, I fancied second. There you go, and possibly could have. Yeah. Oh, right then. Hey, shall we see what happened in the second race then? Let's see if there's a spread of strategies, because usually after the first race you see that there is a good strategy out there, so people go for it. So we might be having everyone fuel saving in this second race, or we will see. Seems like fuel saving is the most safer, not safer, but I don't know. For me, I would lean towards the no stop. I'd feel more comfortable with that. Going hell for leather around Bathurst, up and over the hill, is a recipe for disaster in my book. Well, from my driving. So yeah, I would definitely go slow and low, just like the tempo. But let's see who decides to do what in this race. We'll try and have a flick through. Silverstar on the hards, Bazza's going for softs, Big Dan on the hards, Sharen's on the hards, Jim's gone for softs this time, Yumi on the hards, Talleyrand hards, Homesick on the hards. So here we go, they're off now with their rolling start. Silverstar leading the way on a set of hards, and Bazza wants to get early business done with those soft tyres. Big Dan just behind in the Dodge. Has he picked a strategy yet? Sharen then in 4th place. And there's a little break there from Jim. He's in the softs as well. And Miyumi going for the move early doors. He's on the hard tyres versus the soft tyres. This is not going to be good when we get to the corner. Miyumi, he's got to get clear before the braking. And no, the soft tyres comes into action. And Jimbo easily back ahead of Miyumi. Give me a better camera angle, please, GT Sport. That's all I ask for. A good view of the racing. Talleyrand then in 7th with Homesick Alien. The 2 Ferraris, remember, they will be fuel saving because Jim's told us that 7th gear, the magical 7th gear, is an absolute game changer. Bazza then pulling away on those soft tyres. Silverstar with trouble from the Dodge. Oh, Silverstar has a little knock with the barrier, and that lets Big Dan through, and Sharen. Oh God, Sharen in 3rd. Jimbo then now trying to fight his way through, and they're side by side going through a very, give me a camera. Jesus, wet. I didn't see any of that, you useless game. Silverstar still in 4th. There's a lot of wall rubbing around there and car rubbing, and it's a malaise, a cluster thing. And still there, Miyumi getting a little blocked in there, and Talleyrand somewhere through all of that has come up and into 4th place. Miyumi 5th, Silverstar is in 6th, Jim in 7th, and Homesick Alien in 8th. My word, oh, what an absolute... I don't know what happened, okay? There's words I want to use, but I don't use on the stream. But definitely some crazy racing through there. Everyone needed to calm down a little bit, I think, through the twisty bit. Everyone was trying to stand their ground, and sometimes it's easy just to let the guy head through. So Big Dan now up into 2nd against Bazza, and Sharen into 3rd. Oh no, Sharen's thrown it at the scenery, and that has put Talleyrand, the championship leader, up into 3rd with Mayumi in 4th. Look at that, the cream rises. Homesick Alien in 5th, Silverstar is in 6th with Sharen dropping down 7th, but he's going to get done by the Jiminator, and there it is. Beautiful. Bazza leads still, and we've got some action in the chat. Homesick Alien saying very tense seconds in the pit stop. I imagine it was. Woof. Was for us here watching. Ensign Newitt saying stay tuned for another awful Ensign Newitt strategy call. You come from the school of Ferrari, Ensign. We expect it. Jay in the chat saying, is it just me, or has the lag spike in the lobbies gotten a little better? These are replays, my friend. The replays, I think, sort it out a little bit. Jimbo saying, I used a lot of swear words at that moment. And Jim said, Jay, the lag is better than it was. Major difference in PS4. Oh, so maybe, yeah, I'm not racing the guy. So I've got to say, in round 1, I didn't notice a lot of lag. Miyumi and Bazza always moan because they're on PS4s. The lag intensifies, but it seems good, this one. 9 cars though, I mean, it's not a lot of work for the computer. It was sunny, I couldn't do it, I had to pick the kid up from boxing. Skyjacker just works all the time. I'm imagining Racer Brown was probably flying some high grade stuff overseas somewhere under the border authority. And you know, who knows? Matt Psycho, he was probably Matt Psycho races in about 100 leagues. He probably got his leagues mixed up, turned up to another league, turned up to SNL instead of here. No one was there. He's like, oh, no one racing tonight. So a Big Dan then is in 2nd place. Bazza pulling away. He's doing the alien strategy. We're calling it the Alien Strategy with Big Dan. I'm not sure what strategy he's on yet. He's on the Science Strategy, every lap he could pit. Talleyrand's he's done well, and he's gone up to third now. Who else has dropped? Was it Shiren?
My schedule will allow me to come do some GT4S. Class is purple, yellow, diamond.
And Bazza there leading the way with the Big Dan hanging it out, and behind them we've got the battle with Talleyrand, there you go, and Mayumi. And let's go in Homesick Alien's car, because that's where we see most of the goodness. Jim's up to 6th again after his after that coming down the hill moment with everyone. And Shiren 7th, we saw him having an off. Silver Star, Mayumi trying to go around the outside of Talleyrand, and he pulls it off. There's not many people on many days that can pull off a move like that, so huge congrats to the Lamborghini driver. That was ballsy. So now we've got the two Ferraris together again in 4th and 5th, together again. In the chat we see Jay saying, because if it's good then I may just see if my schedule will allow me to come do some GT4s. Yeah bro, great to see you on track again. It's Friday night racing. Oh, and here we go, side-by-side action there, and there wasn't much room for Mayumi. He decided that was the line he wanted. And Talleyrand was not giving a quarter, and now Mayumi hanging it back out, and that gets Homesick Alien through with Talleyrand now in 3rd. Big Dan and Bazza have bolted, but not bolted enough. Bazza's hit a barrier, and this is the problem. You can't make mistakes on the strategy, the Alien Strategy. Kaylin saying, Thingy, yeah, that's me, I'm Thingy. Kaylin saying, what's the cost to hire you to narrate my life, lol. And now we can see Kaylin, his eyes are starting to slightly open. The alarm has been ringing for at least 20 minutes, and we are still here waiting to see if he is actually going to wake up. And yes, that is one eye open. There's a frown, a grumble, and he is out of bed, and we are off. Kaylin now going to the bathroom, lifting the seat up and having a piddle. It's a long piddle. That's a full bladder from a whole night of cruising and sleeping. And now Kaylin going to the bathroom to wash his hands and face. We have 10-15 minutes of sitting there staring at the floor, at the clothes on the floor, deciding which ones to wear again.
Rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing.
That's what it sounds like, Kaylin. He cannot find the car keys. They're not in the front room. They're not in the kitchen. Where has he not looked? So Bazza leads the race with Big Dan in 2nd spot. And Talleyrand closing that gap up to the Dodge Viper and taking candy from her baby. There you go. The Ferrari just, no, it's not over yet. This bloody camera's bloody kill him. And Talleyrand then does not get the position like I assumed he was going to. Big Dan hanging it out, hanging the Dodge out for everyone to see. Homesick Alien then right in the mix with Mayumi as well. What an absolute blast between 2nd and 5th. And Jimbo, hello, just got an invite to the party. Jim has entered the chat. Kaylin saying accurate, and Jay saying that's definitely a blockbuster documentary, and Jim giving it a smiley face as well. And Jim alongside with Mayumi, and that, my son, is for taking my podium. Do one. And Jim on the move. Homesick Alien then is in 4th place. Talleyrand in 3rd. It's very tight all the way back from the Dodge. And Bazza, he's trying. Silver Star then in 8th place, chasing down Shiren. He's lost the pack, unfortunately, at this point, with Shiren in 7th. With that huge off, he's not had an early pit stop this time. Is Shiren gonna try and eke out the fuel? It looks like he is. 3/4 of a tank at 9 minutes. It's looking good. Tight but good. That's what she said. Mayumi then in 6th place, chasing down the Jim. And Jim is on a move. He's moving. He's shaking. He's taking it to the left. Oh no, Big Dan's lost 2 positions. I'll have to go back. Sorry, Big Dan. It's painful, I know. Just close your eyes. It'll be over in a minute. Oh, he tried to close the door on Talleyrand, and Talleyrand had his foot in the door. Said no. He's like a bailiff. A bailiff is someone who's hired to come and take your stuff because you owe money in our country. But yeah, bailiffs everywhere, and that let Homesick Alien through. Big Dan just thought, in for a penny, in for a pound. If I'm going to let one Ferrari through, I may as well let the other one through. And Jim is on it. Like a cougar at an 1830s holiday. And someone's going in. Big Dan's decided he's going to make a pit stop. For some random moment at 9 minutes into the race, Big Dan decides, I'm going to put softs on, because that is bobbins. So Bazza stays out there on the softs, trying to do the Alien strategy, but it's a struggle because he's had a little small mistake anyway, and that costs. Talleyrand not too far behind, and he has fought his way through the pack. Unbelievable driving from Signore Talleyrand. Homesick Alien up to third, but Jim's in there with the soft tyres. Jim go for a late break on the Ferrari around the outside. Humma, humma, humma. Oh, yeah. And he gets it gone. Gets it done side by side coming up here, but the soft tyres will help him into this corner. Don't late break, don't late break, don't late break, don't late break. Don't give Alien a scent of anything. And that is the Jimbo in third, but he's got to pit because he's got to get hard tyres on. You see, Jim's got to get all kinds of hard before the end of this race, with Talleyrand now in second place, and Jimbo just wants to get by him because Jim knows he's got to buy a shed load of time in the next 10 or 15 minutes to try and at least get ahead of someone like Mayumi and Shiren, who are on the slow strategy. So Jim has to get going. He's like, get out of my way, Talleyrand. I've got business to get on with. Mayumi, like a savage dog at the back end of Homesick Alien. He can't leave the rear end of that Ferrari alone. Mayumi just getting his nose in there and trying to get some action on the go, but nothing's going at the moment. Homesick Alien, he's a tough racer to drive against, very defensive. And Shiren, after that small mistake, he's catching up. He's catching up. He's catching up with the gang. So great stuff from the Russian sensation. Silverstar has found Big Dan out the pits, and Big Dan, that could not have fallen any worse. He's gone for medium tyres. He doesn't have confidence in the soft tyres on that Dodge Viper. And Big Dan, I mean, one day the penny will drop, but the reason you go through soft tyres is because you drift through every corner. And here we go, a lovely move up the inside, coming towards Chase, and Big Dan gets the Dodge Viper through and past Silverstar as a low, and Silverstar touches the grass under braking and tries to avoid Dan, but Dan got touched, and that is just unfortunate stuff there. So Baz leads the way with Talleyrand in second. Jimbo hasn't got by him yet, even down that long straight, which really surprised me. Talleyrand had done well to stay ahead of Jim 66. Homesick Alien, Mayumi and No, Jim's got ahead of Homesick and Mayumi, hasn't he? Yeah, we saw that. His Shiren was catching up, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry. I'm getting myself all confused. Shiren catching up the guys ahead of him. Beautiful stuff. He can't see them. Yeah, he can. He'll be able to smell their exhaust fumes. Talleyrand still ahead of Jim. That's where we should be watching, really. That is an absolute umdinger. So on board with Jim, if we look behind, there is the sexy JPS Ferrari. And ahead we can see the sexy nowadays Ferrari. So in the chat, Ensign saying, having a heart attack seeing all those fast guys behind me. Jay saying, Kalen, thingy needs to narrate the moment your TV fell. Shh, I've got a new one. And Jay saying, it better not fall, lol, gonna make the pace finance lady mad. And Ensign Hewitt saying, Big D's Viper, touchdown under. There you go. So Jim now, he's got a tow. He's got to run, but that Ferrari's got a 7th gear, you see, and that is where it all falls to pieces. But Jimbo, he's got the move done now. He's on the inside in the chase, and that is Jim up and into second place, but he's got to get going still. He cannot give... Oh, no! He got on, but he got off. And he got back on again. Oh, Jimbo. Yes, it happens, man. It happens. It's just unfortunate. And Talleyrand, though, you've shaken his world. and given Homesick Alien the opportunity to get a nose around the outside. Mayumi sitting in there. Jim's gone into the pits to get them hard tyres on. He's done. And Talleyrand maintains that second ahead of the other Ferrari of Homesick Alien. Mayumi in fourth. Shoren right on their tail now in fifth. Don't forget of Baza. He hasn't got as good a lead as Homesick did, didn't he? And that pit stop is a long pit stop. So Baza, where's he going to come out? He's going to come out. He's fighting Jim, isn't he? Fighting Jim and Big Dan is Baza, I'm afraid. When he does finally pit, Jim then comes out behind Silverstar, even behind Big Dan. It's not gone well for the Jim at all. Does he stay ahead of Silverstar? No, he does not. He's got Silverstar just up ahead of him. Silverstar's starting to get some good lap times under his belt now. The Baz, them tyres are getting a little old. He's still doing good times. Talleyrand and Homesick Alien, my word, this is going to be the headlines from this season, surely, is the Ferraris. The Ferraris and their dominance. I'd say it's more down to the drivers than the cars, because them cars are reckless. The Ferrari's very shaky on the back end, and they've got two very talented drivers piloting them. Mayumi as well, driving above what that car possibly can do, the Lamborghini. Shoren, another one having to fight his car. Big Dan then in sixth place. He's getting some faster times out of those medium tyres, but he's got a big distance from Shoren, and I don't think any of the guys ahead of him, except for the Baz, is pitting. Now that's the one. That's who Baz is looking to slot in front of, I'm sure of it, is the Big Dan. Jim saying, I tried to do what Homesick did in the first race, but the lap one killed it. I was driving angry. Yeah, man. I get you. I know that feeling. They say, don't they? They say, you got to be really calm and chilled when you're driving. But, I get stressed. I get tense, and then I start pushing, and I start thinking late braking is a good idea, when late braking is never a good idea. But for some reason, it feels faster, and you want to do it. There's nothing better, though, than standing on the brakes way past the marker and still making the corner. You do get a chuffy on. They say you shouldn't do it, but you can't help but do it. So Jim then in seventh spot, and that's the difference between me and Aliens, I suppose, because Aliens don't want a late brake. They just want to drive fast, which is slow in, fast out, I'm afraid. Silverstar then is in eighth place. Another one suffering from that. I want to brake as late as I can, I believe. Like myself. Baza then out there, killing it. 2:14.8. That's the pace you should have been doing, Baz. All the way through. You would have got a win. You would have touched that winning trophy. The Rolf Harris Award. But no. You were doing 2:18s, and now you're doing 2:14s. Well, what's the schnizzle on that drizzle? Talleyrand then in second place. Homesick Alien in third. Mayumi in fourth, but Mayumi's dropped off a little bit, and Shoren is there. Shoren in action, looking for a possible podium after Baza makes a pit stop. And don't forget, it's fuel. Mayumi couldn't get that fuel to last. Has he done it this time? Oh, he's left the door wide open for Shoren. Shoren having a look, and Shoren just took behind him. He's slow out the corner. Get on that toe, bad boy. Get on the toe and get yourself up and into a position. Mayumi, though, no, his fuel's doing okay. His fuel's doing fine. He doesn't have to pit this one. He's just got to try and make that Lamborghini as wide as possible, or Shoren will be up and at him. Oh, he's going from the inside of the chase. Oh my God, we've got action up ahead between Homesick Alien, and I know there was just an overtake manoeuvre there, and that was terrible, and I will go back to look at it. We've got Homesick Alien and Talleyrand side by side on the same piece of road that we were watching that fight for third and fourth and fifth. And yeah, Homesick just up the inside, and Talleyrand tries to break it late and goes a little bit wide, and that gives Homesick Alien second place. Talleyrand now into third. Mayumi still stays ahead. Oh my gosh, Talleyrand's had a massive one. Oh dear, what happened to him? Sorry, Talleyrand. We get to see it all again. I moved on. I thought you were going to stay there. You must have had a spin or something. Oh, dirty tyres, of course. Yeah, on this game, if you go onto the track, you will get dirty tyres, and that, when you accelerate, is what happens. Bazza takes this moment to decide to go for a pit stop, and this is it. We're looking at Big Dan, aren't we? We're Bazza, I think. Big Dan or Jim is where he's hoping to come out. I'm sure of it. Homesick Alien could get a double win today if he carries on, and it's looking good at the moment. Mayumi could be that fly in the ointment, but the Lamborghini just not as good on the fuel as the Ferrari is. So Mayumi needs Homesick Alien, I reckon, to make a mistake with Shiren. Then is there as well. He's thereabouts. How can you find Will Smith in the snow? You follow the Fresh Prince. What did the janitor say when he jumped out of the closet? Supplies. So that could have been the Asian janitor, but then that might have been racist. Supplies, I suppose that's enough. You don't need to say Asian janitor. So Homesick Alien leads this race with Mayumi in second, Shiren in third. Yes, because Talleyrand made the mistake, of course, and Baz had come out ahead of Big Dan. That's what we were saying. Where was it going to be? And it's ahead of the Danster. And Jimbo getting used to those hard tyres. Silver Star, he's cracking with fuel and tyres. I'm loving his action. And Homesick Alien, though, is the man who has come to the top of the pile at Australia. The man on top down under is Homesick Alien. And Mrs. Homesick Alien is going to give him some special cuddles this evening for some great action. Mayumi then is in second, but he's just nowhere near the Alien. The Alien has just gone into fast forward mode. He's seen that his fuel possibly can last 10 minutes to go. Well, not even 10, 9 minutes should we say. And he's on. And oh, Shiren's got past Mayumi. He wasn't ahead of him just a second ago, so I thought, oh, we'll watch that battle for a bit. That's right, we've gone back 10 seconds. This is where Mayumi makes his mistake. And it's the same one Talleyrand makes into the chase, and Shiren says, why, thank you, kind sir. Always wanted second place at Bathurst, something I've aspired to for years. And Mayumi then looks like he's down to another podium. Another third place, I mean. Talleyrand in fourth, championship leader. This has big knock-on effects, humongous knock-on effects to the championship table. I am sure of it. And he crosses the line with his fastest lap of the race so far. The Baz, he went to the hard tyres. Big Dan's on the mediums. He's doing 16, 18s and 17s. He can't pick which one he likes. I imagine he would like to be doing 16s on the reg. Oh, 15 now, come on. Well, what else? What other number can Baz pull? I mean, Big Dan pull out. And the Baz, that was an out lap. But hard tyres, it's going to be a struggle. Going to be a struggle. Big Dan in the 15s on those mediums. He's got Jim chasing him down on a set of hards. And Jim did a 14.8 on a set of hards, did he? Or, yeah. Unbelievable pace on those hard tyres. Silver Star in 8th place. But I tell you, a day when no one turns up, that's a big points. That's a big points pickup. And it's days like them, you've got to be rubbing your hands. I was gutted when I sent in the message saying I can't make it, and then saw about half a dozen people behind me saying they couldn't make it either. And I thought, oh, there's so many points on the table there. So many points left waiting. You don't want to be off when no one else is, when everyone's off. You want to be off when, you want to be off when no one else, whatever. But you can gain easy points. Big points when it's a half a field. Mayumi then in 3rd place. Talleyrand is 4th. Can Talleyrand catch Mayumi? Mayumi's did a 19.3 and an 18.9 the last 2 laps. Talleyrand did a 16.7 his last time around, and that could easily catch up Mayumi. And Mayumi again, down on time. Is he worried about fuel? Is he starting to look after his fuel? Come the end of this race, Homesick Alien doesn't seem to worry about fuel. He is absolutely caning the lap times. Is it going to be another 15? Who's got the fastest lap? Jim's got the fastest lap so far. And another 15 there from Homesick Alien. Sharon in second place. He's posting up a very consistent 15s as well. Mayumi, he's down in the 19s, 18s. Is he going to be at 20 that time? And Mayumi, I think, having to conserve fuel big time. And that is good news for the Ferrari. Bazza is in 5th place. And he's maintaining ahead of Big Dan. Big Dan doing a 2:15 last time out. And now Bazza crosses the line and answers that 2:15 with a 2:17. But Big Dan doing a 2:16, virtually 17. Jimbo, the fastest man on track at the moment. And again, luck was not on his side when he got caught up in that whole bumper cars situation coming through the S's. Silver Star getting some good lap times, 21s, mid 21s, moving in the right direction. That's what we like. And Homesick Alien then, another easy win. Well, no, not an easy win. They're never easy. I don't know why he's pushing. I don't know why. Maybe he just wanted fastest lap. Sharen's had a knock with the wall. You can see he's got damage. Mayumi's having to fuel save. And Talleyrand is right there, I tell thee. He is right there on the tail of the Lambo. And we're going to get a lovely Italian, you know, 2 Italians on it. Italian on the Italian action. I was trying to make it sound like some sort of threesome, but it doesn't work. We're going to have a go on 2 lovely Italian ladies. Miss Lambo and Miss Ferrari. This is a juicy little battle we're getting here as well. Baz on the hard tyres, Big Dan on the mediums. He's got a better run. He's got a better run out of that Forest Elbow down the long straight. Is it Conrad Story? I can't remember. I haven't got the map. And then that's the Dodge up and into 5th place, going towards the chase. But the Nissan coming back, trying to just get into Big Dan's head is Baz. I thought he was going to go around the outside. I thought it worked for a minute there for the Baz, but mind games going on there, trying just to put his nose in there to unsettle Big Dan, so he'd have to not put down on the accelerator straight away, or just, you know, change his line in the race, the corner some way, and give Bazza a chance to come back at him. And a beautiful race there then. Big Dan through and up ahead of the Baz, who, it's a shame, he led the race for such a long time, but he just didn't have that pace. He wanted to be doing 14s. He did 14s on his in-lap. It was crazy. He should have been doing those 14s, and he would have been in this mix here with Talleyrand and Mayumi probably. Mayumi still fuel saving. He's going to have to make that Lambo as wide as the road. Sharon, he's kind of got a relatively all-right drive there in 2nd place. I don't think he's going to go 4th and get the Alien. The Alien is on fire today. Ooh, I say that. He's just had a bang, hasn't he? No, he got through. Looked like he had a bounce on the curb and towards the barrier, but he's got no damage on his car. 14.4 last time out from the Alien. Silver Star crosses the line, 22.2. Chasing down Jim, who's doing 15s on the reg at the moment. He's chasing the Baz. I tell you, the gap's not too big, but we've only got 3 minutes more left. But the Baz and Big Dan pulling away steadily now from the Baz. And the Baz might not be safe from Jim, but Jim, he's had a race and a half, so he might not be able to catch up with Baz just yet. It's the Mayumi and Talleyrand saga, really, is what we're keeping an eye on here. That's the closest battle we've got on the track at the moment. Talleyrand, feel like he's stalking his prey a little at the moment. Doesn't seem to be going on the attack just yet. Mayumi, we saw him drop right off the pace, but I think that was to fuel save. Look, he did a few, look. 19s and 20s, but he's into the 15s now, pushing on. He must have realised he's got enough fuel to get to the end. Now he just wants to hightail it away from Talleyrand and put some pressure on Shiren, because Shiren, he's a bit shaky. He's a cracking driver, but here at Bathurst, we've seen him have one or two little moments. And Miumi would love to rock up to the back of the Porsche and try and pressure one of those moments onto Shiren. Homesick Alien at the moment, he's gliding. Oh, he's gliding. I think he is touching these barriers, but he's just very, very slightly touching them. So we get the nice noise of the crunch, but no damage. Shiren staying miles away from the wall. Oh no, not away from that wall. And Miumi likes the sound of crunching Porsche metal, because that means he's going to be closing in even more, and he might get better than a third from the first race. Third finisher, looking to get second from the Russian sensation. Homesick Alien leading the way. Talleyrand never went on the attack with Miumi, but I think Miumi upped the pace. That's why, yeah, with a 14.6. So Talleyrand still having to think about his fuel tank. Can't go on the full-on attack. We've got a minute left on the clock. Big Dan's fuel starting to flash. He might be all right. He might finish this lap. Bazza also fuel flashing. Jim, he's got plenty of fuel, but he's run out of time if he wants to try and catch up the Baz. And Silver Star there, he's probably just waiting for it to finish. He's going faster than he's gone before, though. There is Homesick Alien through the chase. 30 seconds on the clock. Is he going to cross the line? He is. He's going to be one of those buggers that's going to drive around on his own. That's all right. That's just the way it is. And there goes Homesick Alien through the final corner towards the line to do one more lap than everyone else. And that's your punishment for leading. Shiren then comes around to the final corner. 5 seconds left on the clock. And does he get through? 2, 1, and the checker flag is out, and that is Shiren in second place. Great drive. Miumi gets third, and Talleyrand gets fourth. Take a boo, my son, Miumi. Miumi gets third. Take a boo, my son. Talleyrand fourth. Big Dan, great set of racers in the Viper, and a great start to his season. 5th place, good points. He sees the checkered flag, and then there's the Baz in 6th, and oh, one more lap might have done it for Jim. Baz in 6th, Jim in 7th, and Silver Star, is he ahead of the Alien? Homesick Alien then having fun on this final race. He could do a donut if he wanted. He could come back backwards. Everyone else with their hazard lights on, even though Silver Star still pelting around, but he's nowhere near him. It's fine. It's safe. Homesick Alien then coming up towards the S's. Meow, 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 meow. And yes, great set of races from Homesick Alien, really. Shiren on that second, Miumi 2 third places. And I don't know what the championship table will look like, but you know, join us for next round just to find out. And here we go. Silver Surfing Starlord crosses the line in 8th place, with Homesick Alien just cruising down that final straight, bringing her home for a glorious double win. And like I said, Mrs. Homesick Alien should be giving him some special cuddles with her mouth later. Special kisses in that special place. So Homesick Alien coming around the final corner to take 2 wins and a great drive in his Ferrari. That's got to be the championship lead going to him, sirree. Whew, what a lovely set of races, eh? What a cracking couple of races we just had. Beautiful stuff.
Victory lap.
Yeah, victory lap, says Kalen. You're right. How does the moon cut his hair? Eclipse it. What did the 0 say to the 8? That belt looks good on you. So we had a cracking race. Homesick Alien took the win. Let's see how many times I have to click to him to get a good shot. No, it's 2 shots. One from the back, one from the front. Oh, no, that's all right. So Homesick Alien, a double of wins for the Ferrari driver, and I'm sure that's put him at the top of the table. Sharon getting some great points this time around. 2nd place. Beautiful stuff. And that's the shots we're getting of his car. It's not even moving, is it? Oh, well, whatever. So Sharon's the green car, if you're wondering. Mayumi came home in 3rd. Take a boo, my son. Cracking drive there from Mayumi to hold off Talleyrand. And that is not easy in anyone's book. Talleyrand gets 4th. And hopefully that's enough points just to maintain championship lead, but it might not be. This is going to be a tough season, this one. Big Dan, on his debut to the season, comes home in 5th place. And it's a great set of racers for the Rich Energy group in the Dodge Viper. The Baz led for a lot of this race. Radical strategy, and just needed a higher pace level at the beginning of the race to try and get some more out of that one. And he could have possibly been on the tail of Talleyrand and Mayumi. I don't think it was a terrible strategy. I just think he was doing 118s when he could do 14s. Jim, just what can you say for Jim, man? Look, you get yourself a rabbit foot, get yourself a 4-leaf clover, get yourself a horseshoe, get yourself, I don't know what else brings luck, but get it all. Get very, very, what is it when you believe in all that ooby-jooby stuff? Whatever, get that. And Silver Star. A great drive for Silver Star. I like it. I like his action. I'm happy with him, with what goes on. Just break a little earlier, man. Break a little bit earlier. You'll be golden, I swear. But you've got the Binks. You've got the Binks mentoring you, so you don't need me telling you anything when I finished. If you look at the stats, I'm one of the most, to percentage for amount of races I've finished last the most. 50% of the races I come last. Okay. Wow. Happy Bank Holiday Monday for you that get to have a Bank Holiday Monday. It's gloriously sunny out there. So I am going to then close the curtains and play another game. 7 Days to Die. Hey, anyone in our Discord who's got 7 days, or fancy it, 7 Days to Die. I mean, sponsored by Sony PSN. I'm not the PSN store, but 7 Days to Die till the 6th of June, is it? Is $8.99, sorry. I bought it. Me and my son are playing on a server at the moment. Cracking stuff. So yeah. You guys want to play with me in a zombie apocalypse? Then you'll hear me saying all sorts of words like that zombie, this zombie, it killed me, I'm dead, I'm gonna die. These are the words you'll hear if you play with me on 7 Days to Die. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I was your broadcaster and your commentator, Mike Rochburns. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you probably Thursday night, I think. We've got a new race, a new championship starting, the VAG Championship. So join us if you like looking at Vadges. See you later. Peace and love. Peace and love.